Hi everyone, thank you for joining Impact Pilates YouTube page. My name is Amanda. For today's workout, we're going to be using a stability ball, so I'm using the large mini stability ball from Matthew, but any size ball that you have at home. It doesn't even have to be an exercise ball. If you have a kid that has some, dodgeballs or blow-up balls that they play with, one of those would work as well. Today's class is a great mixture of some strengthening exercises as well as some exercises to release and relax areas around the pelvis, so thinking pelvic floor. We do some massage for our intestines and get some release through our lumbar spine and our mid-thoracic spine, as well as our hips. And you'll also notice, especially towards the end, we do some movements that will kind of help hydrate and stimulate our fascial system. So there'll be some playful movements of bounce and opening and just kind of moves that are a little bit more unpredictable and not that you would traditionally see in a Pilates class. But I trust that you will enjoy it, and I'm so happy that you're here to do this with me. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Those intros are always a little funky for me, so thank you for bearing with me. But we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to have the ball around our mid-back. And I'm going to have you have it in a place where you could rest comfortably with your gaze straight ahead, right over the knees, and that your pelvis just is in a nice, neutral, relaxed position. So check in with your body, make sure that you're not gripping through the glutes, that you're not gripping up through the pelvic floor, that you don't feel any tightness through your hip flexors. And then we're going to go ahead and bring the hands behind the head, and noticing that the elbows are just slightly coming forward, kind of following the line of your scapula. And then from here, we're just going to move the rib cage with our breath. So as you inhale, the rib cage naturally opens in and out, and we're going to go ahead and release back into extension. And then on the exhale, our rib cage naturally closes in and down, inviting the spine to flex. So we're going to follow it back up into flexion. And again, we're going to inhale, release back. And then we exhale, we fold and flex. 2 more like this. Inhale, open. Going back. Exhale, rib cage draws down, fold and flex. 1 more time. Inhale, release. And then exhale, coming up. Now keeping similar move, we're just going to add it into a circle. So now we're going to go to the right first. We inhale. We start to feel ourselves side bend to the right, and then we move back. And then exhale, moving a little left and center. Inhale, right and back. And then exhale, left and center. Allow yourself to be supported by the ball. Allow yourself again to move with the breath. Just feeling this nice circular motion of the rib cage and the upper back. Head is supported by the hands. Inhale. And then exhale around. Reversing it here now. We inhale. We go side and back. And then exhale right and up. And again, inhale, side and back. And then exhale, right and left. 2 more. Inhale, side and back. Exhale, right and up. Last time. Inhale, side and back. Exhale, right and up. Now just adding a little oblique twist. We're going to inhale, release back. And then exhale, we rotate, fold, flex to the right. And then again, inhale back. Exhale, fold, flex, left. It's in, exhale, lift. Starting just to get this fluid rhythm. Left. This isn't a big move. Remember, just feel that rib cage gliding on top of the pelvis into this gentle rotation and flexion. Elbows are still wide, right? We're not pulling them in. We're not gripping onto our neck. We're just moving
with the ribs. It should start to feel really nice, but also maybe starting to get a little heat into those obliques. Left and lift. 4 more here. 4. Exhale. Peek down, make sure the pelvis is still staying nice and quiet. This is 2, and over. This is 1, and over. And now releasing back here. Opening up, and then we're gonna move right over onto our side. So the ball is almost staying in the same spot, kind of right to the side of the rib cage. We're gonna have both of our knees bent, and we're gonna come up to our forearm, and then we're gonna have that top arm behind the head here. So the ball is on the side of the rib cage, so you should be able to feel the rib cage gliding on the ball, and the ball helping to facilitate the rotation that we're gonna do. So from here, as we exhale, we're now gonna rotate forward. And now this time, I want you to let that elbow pull in, almost like you're trying to reach that bottom hand, or reach that elbow to your bottom hand, feeling this nice protraction. I'm gonna stretch through the serratus. And then inhale, open back center. And then exhale, rotate, pull that elbow in, getting a nice protraction and stretch, and then we inhale, come center. And again, still using, if we are thinking about this muscularly, we're using those obliques to help create the rotation. Exhale, we're still pressing down with that bottom arm, staying supported through that shoulder, not just letting ourselves sink with that shoulder coming up to our ear. We're still thinking of pushing away, using the ball as some feedback. So not letting ourselves sink down into the ball, almost thinking, keeping the same amount of space, like the air the same in the ball as we rotate forward and side. Let's do that one more time. Again, exhale, rotate, and then opening side. Now that top leg is gonna reach straight, that bottom arm comes straight. We go into a big side bend. And I feel like I can't do a workout with the ball without going into this position. It feels so nice. Now from here, we're moving side to side. We exhale, gently pressing down into that bottom arm. Feel that rib cage slide down, just coming into a nice side bend. The ball may roll down, and then we come back over. You may feel the ball roll up a little bit. And again, we exhale, use the oblique to come up. And then exhale, back over. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, over. 3 more here. 3. And over, 2 more, up, 2, nice, and over, last one, lift, good, and stretching over. We're gonna bring ourselves back up, and now we're gonna move the ball down. We're gonna bring it so like our legs are really staying the same, and we're gonna bring it so it's underneath now that bottom hip. And then we're gonna come back, may take a minute to kind of find your balance or your bearings there. And we're gonna slide that bottom arm down again here. So we're resting down, coming into a big stretch here. Bringing that stretch down to like the side of the hip, that TFL, the QL, your obliques, even up through like the psoas a little bit. Letting yourself breathe in there and just take it in and enjoy. And again, another big breath. It's a hard area to get to. That's why I love this like larger size stability ball that Matthew has. Provides the body a lot of great support. And then we're gonna come up. We're gonna come up to that bottom forearm. And that's like we're in a supported side plank, right? So I'm still pushing away, thinking of almost pressing down, and then like I'm pulling my forearm in, like I'm connected underneath the armpit through my lat, lifted through my oblique. And now this top leg, I'm just gonna point, bring it up hip height, and then flex and lower down. I'm keeping a sense of opposition through the body. And when I'm thinking of reaching the crown of the head and my foot away from the center, you'll notice like the glutes will gently start to tone, and that will help keep the pelvis stable and help you feel a little bit more stable on that ball. Lift. So just don't think of gripping the body, think of reaching the body, and then create a natural and good sense of tension just to help hold and stabilize. But with that, you also then are allowing for a nice freedom of movement through the hip. Lift. Down. In. Exhale. That's it. 3, 2, and stay. Now we're gonna do little circles forward. 6, 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and 1. Reversing it here. Forward, up, and back for 6, and 5, 4, 3, beautiful, 2, and 1, and then lowering down. Carefully slide yourself down off the ball, and we're going to go ahead and repeat this on the other side. So starting with that ball underneath the rib cage. Both knees bent, we're on your forearm. Hand comes behind the head, we're still pushed, again away from the ball, and then on that exhale we rotate, allow that elbow to pull in. But we're not collapsing down, right? I'm still lifted, and I'm supporting the body in the rotation. And then inhale, I open back to the side. Exhale, rotate, pull in, and then inhale, opening back. Again, exhale, pull, feel that stretch through the serratus, through that thoracic spine. Rotate, and open. Again, rotate, pull in, and open back out. One more time. Rotate, pull in, and opening out. Top leg reaches straight, bottom arm slides out. We come into that nice side stretch. Opening up, creating space between that rib cage and pelvis, now moving into that side bend. We exhale, slide the rib cage down. I can press down on that bottom arm for support. And then inhale, stretch back over. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, over. Exhale, lift. Inhale, over. Again, lengthen the bottom side. Now think lengthen the top side. Right, contracting now that top side. Think of lifting, contracting that bottom side. 2 more. 2. Nice. And over. 1 more time. Push, lift. Nice. And stretch over. Coming up onto that forearm. Remember the lower body staying the same, but we're just picking up that bottom hip, sliding the ball underneath. Okay, kind of take a moment to adjust, and then carefully glide yourself all the way down here. Oh, feels a little sticky for me on this side. And we're gonna come all the way over, letting that side body melt. Good, getting into that QL, TFL, through that psoas. Let yourself breathe into the stretch. Inhale. And exhale. And again, big full breath in. coming up, finding that forearm. Now again, we're supporting ourselves, really drawing up, kind of thinking of pulling the forearm in, so we have that connection all through the side. Now that top leg, we point to lift and flex lower, keeping that sense of opposition, just mobilizing at the hip joint, stabilizing from the pelvis up and down. Point to lift, flex. The ankle coordination feels like too much, you can just keep the leg pointed or flexed. Doesn't matter, as long as we have that movement coming from the side down, and you're keeping that sense of reach through the body. 3, 2, 1, hold here, keeping it lifted, circle it forward, 1, around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pause, reversing it here, up and back for 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, one final reach, and coming down, and now we're going to come over, so the ball once again is kind of staying where it's at, but we're going to be prone, so it's going to be kind of right on top of our pelvis where our hip flexors are. Kind of find a spot where you don't feel like it's like right in the center of your abdomen or on your diaphragm, or where you're compressed and can't breathe, but you should feel like it's in a spot where you can just really almost relax through the pelvic floor, relax the glutes, and kind of just let your pelvis be supported by the ball. You can stay on your forearms here, or you can come all the way down. Hands either onto your forehead, or you can bring the head just rested to the side. And from here, I want you just to let the pelvis now rock side to side. So it's like I'm dipping my right hip towards the right side, and now I'm just coming through center, left hip to the left side. I'm dropping right and dropping left. And I'm just feeling this nice sway side to side, side and side, side and side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now coming center here. Now this is going to feel really silly. We're going to go ahead and make circles. I want you to go ahead and envision your pubic bone. And then think of drawing a circle clockwise with your pubic bone. So we're coming up, circle, around, down to the left. Circle up to the right, down, and left. Just moving the pelvis. See how that changes the movement of your lumbar. Just relaxing through. 2, and 1, and reversing it here. Now reversing that circle, circle up and around. That's it. Circle up and around. This is 2, and this is 1. Coming through center. And then we're going to come up now to the forearms again. And again, just kind of notice how you feel through the low back, through the pelvis, through your hips. And now we're going to go back into that little more supportive position where we're pushing down now with the arms, feeling the shoulder blades press away from the back. We curl the toes under, and we're going to pick both knees up. And then think of drawing the heels back, reaching the crown of the head forward, and then almost lifting up a little now through the internal obliques and pelvic floor, like we're in a supported plank position here. Now from here, we're just moving the ankle joint. We're going to flex reaching the heels back, and then push through all 5 toes and shift forward. Rocking back. Think moving through the center of the ankle and forward. Rock back. Rock forward. Supporting that low back forward. Getting nice, easy movement through the shoulders, through the ankles, drawing up through the midline of the body so we're not rolling to the pinky toe, not rolling to the big toe, but keeping it right through the center. 4, 3, keep drawing up. This is 2, 1, and stopping center and relaxing the knees down. We're gonna push up and back now. Now we're gonna get into some of that hip work. So we're gonna have the ball now right in front of your right knee. Left foot is forward. So the ball is on the ground, but my knee and my thigh are pressing forward into the ball. Now my pelvis is staying center of both femurs. My rib cage is staying stacked on top. Same thing, my shoulder in line with the hip. This is a movement coming from the hip joint. Now we're gonna start it muscularly. So I'm gonna let yourself shift forward like we're doing a runner's lunge, really opening up through the front here. And then just let yourself think of the pelvis, the whole shape forward, then just kind of let it bounce back. Kind of relying on the momentum then of the ball. And then as you're shifting forward, think of lifting up. And then just allow yourself to stretch. Maybe going a little deeper. Bounce, bounce, and this is where once you start to feel familiar with the move, you can speed it up here. You can go slower, make it a little bigger, but again, keep it unpredictable. Pulling up, feel it stretch through the front of the hip, the stretch to the back of the hip. And then we're gonna come to where we then place both hands down. And then we're gonna walk the hands forward so that our knee has lifted off, and if your knee and your femur are now supported by the ball. Your left heel can be lifted or stay down. That's gonna depend on your body, your flexibility. Like my heel comes up a little bit. And now keeping the arms strong, I want you to start to lift the pelvis, just up and down. And then again, starting just by that movement of lifting the pelvis, but then once again, just let momentum kind of kick in and let yourself just bounce. Down, down, breathing through. Still though staying lifted, slightly supported, stretching through the back of the hip, on that left side, through the front of the hip on the right. Feeling a little childlike. Just letting yourself move through again, speeding up, slowing down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stop. And let yourself just come right back and up. And then just notice, just like a gentle buzzing through the body. Notice how you feel side to side. Then we're going to repeat this on the other way. So we have that ball right in front of that left thigh. The right foot comes forward. Still thinking of drawing up. Pelvis stays in the center, but then I allow my hips shift forward and back. It's like I'm thinking of energy forward, propelling myself, but then letting that bounce of the ball and momentum kind of kick in. So I'm not thinking about the movement. I'm not trying to make it happen. It's allowing my body to be supported, lift. I'm trusting myself. I'm just connected to what I'm doing. Speeding it up a little bit. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Maybe slowing it down, keeping it a little bigger. more here. We're going to bring our hands down. Go ahead and walk it forward a little bit. Pushing down with the hands. Knee and thigh support, and now think of the pelvis up and down. Up, down, bounce. That's it. Feeling that buzz throughout the entire body. Nice. Lift and down, lift and down. Letting momentum take over. Feeling all the way through that right ankle, back of the right hip, front of that left thigh. 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just coming right back. Lift. And relax. We're going to take the ball. We're going to place it right on top of our sternum. And then as we inhale, we're going to roll the ball down, allowing that thoracic spine to flex. And then we're rolling it back up. I think I said the breath wrong that first time. We're rolling it up on the inhale. We're going to roll it down on the exhale. So we exhale. Brain is just feeling really good after all that bouncing work. Flexing, just stretching. And then inhale. Coming up. 2 more. Exhale. Down. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. And inhale. Coming back up. Awesome, awesome job, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here for another workout. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you will meet me here again for another class. Go easy. Thank you.